What if I told you that your beautiful houseplants might be the reason you're feeling drained and restless in your own home? A lot of people don't realize they're placing their plants in the worst possible locations according to Feng Shui principles. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 3 most energy-blocking spots in your house where plants should never go, and show you the simple fixes that will instantly improve the harmony in your space. If you like simple fixes, try one change I show and tell us how it goes in the comments. Let's start with the biggest mistake I see happening in bedrooms. You probably have that gorgeous snake plant sitting right next to your bed. You put it there because you heard plants clean the air while you sleep, right? Well, I'm about to show you why this might be working against you. Let me tell you about Sarah, a typical client example. She's got a bedroom setup that looks great on Instagram. Her large rubber tree sits perfectly next to her nightstand. It's green, it's healthy, and it matches her decor. This is a very common placement that many plant lovers choose in their bedrooms. You can see why it looks so appealing. But here's what Sarah didn't know. In Feng Shui, plants are viewed as active energy. They're growing, they're moving energy, they're alive and vibrant. That's great for most spaces in your home. But bedrooms need calm, restful energy for good sleep. When you put an active plant right next to where you sleep, it creates what Feng Shui experts call energy drainage. Think about it this way. Your plant is pulling focus even when you're not looking at it. Many people report a subtle sense of restlessness when a large plant sits right beside the bed. Whether that's psychological or energetic, it can affect how the room feels. I see this same pattern with snake plants, pothos, and rubber trees. People choose these plants specifically for bedrooms because they're supposed to clean the air. Tall structural plants like snake plants or rubber trees can feel visually dominant at a bedside. In Feng Shui terms, that's considered stimulating rather than restful. You might be thinking you need to get rid of your bedroom plants entirely. That's not the case at all. If a bedside plant is your favorite look, try moving it a foot or 2 away from the head of the bed, or raise it up on a stand so it's not in your immediate sleep zone. The solution is much simpler than complete removal. You just need to understand the difference between active and passive plant energy in sleep spaces. The key is changing where you put them and how you position them. Small adjustments make huge differences in how your bedroom feels. But bedrooms aren't the only problem areas you need to watch out for. The next 2 spots are commonly flagged in Feng Shui practice. The reasons are energetic and experiential rather than scientific claims. These locations can make your plants work against you instead of helping you. Let's talk about stagnant energy corners first. These are spots where energy gets stuck and can't move freely through your space. When you put plants in these areas, they don't improve the energy. They actually amplify the negative energy that's already trapped there. The first spot is your bathroom. I know this sounds crazy because bathrooms seem perfect for moisture-loving plants like ferns and pothos. You see these setups all over Pinterest and Instagram. The problem is what Feng Shui calls energy confusion. Bathrooms are treated as releasing and cleansing spaces in Feng Shui. Bringing in plants that represent growing, active energy can create a symbolic clash in that small room. If you want to keep plants in a bathroom, use small, humidity-tolerant plants only if the space is well ventilated, so plants don't look tired. Or switch to a high-quality artificial plant if you want the look without the maintenance. The second spot is even more common. Dark corners with no natural light. You probably have at least one corner like this in your living room or bedroom. People put plants here because they think it makes the corner look less empty. But here's the problem. In Feng Shui, a struggling plant is read as a symbol of stagnation. Visually, a sad-looking plant can make a corner feel heavy. If a corner gets little light, consider alternatives that don't create that dying energy effect. You can relocate the plant to a brighter spot or use a trailing plant on a nearby shelf. These are design choices that work better than forcing a plant into a space where it can't thrive. You can see this happening when leaves turn yellow or brown. The plant starts leaning toward any available light source. It looks desperate and unhappy. In Feng Shui terms, this creates more negative energy than having no plants at all. The good news is, you don't need to throw these plants away. There's actually a simple solution that works in any home. Here's the simple solution that works in any home, no matter how big or small your space is. Let me show you what happened when Sarah made one basic change to her bedroom setup. Remember Sarah's rubber tree sitting right next to her bed? We moved it to a tall plant stand near her bedroom window. That's it. One simple move created a completely different feeling in her room. The plant got clearer light and looked healthier. Sarah reported feeling more relaxed in the room. This is what I call elevated placement technique. You can see how this works. The plant is still in her bedroom, but now it's away from her sleep zone. It creates gentle energy flow instead of that active energy we talked about earlier. The plant becomes part of the room's background rather than demanding attention right next to her pillow. Now let me teach you the energy triangle method. This works in any room you have. You take 3 spots in your room. First, a window area for vitality where plants get natural light. Second, mid-height surfaces like side tables or shelves for balanced circulation. Third, an indirect light corner at moderate height for grounding energy. You place plants at different heights in these 3 spots. This creates natural energy flow that moves around your room instead of getting stuck in one place. Let's look at some real examples. In small apartments, try a tiered plant stand by the window, a hanging planter near natural light, or a trailing plant on a shelf. Whatever keeps plants out of the immediate sleep zone, but still part of the room's flow. In living rooms, you put your larger plants, like fiddle leaf figs, near windows. Medium plants go on coffee tables or side tables. Small succulents work great on mantles or bookshelves. For kitchens, succulents love those bright windowsills above your sink. They get morning light and stay out of your cooking space. Your herbs can go on a small shelf or hanging planter near the window where you can actually reach them when you cook. Plants that get proper light and airflow simply look healthier and contribute more positively to how a room feels. You get the visual benefits you wanted in the first place. These small adjustments can make a real difference in how your space feels. Now you know the 3 key moves. Don't put active, large plants in your immediate sleep zone. Avoid placing plants in bathroom spaces where energy is released. Don't let plants sit in dark corners where they look tired. You don't need to buy new furniture or redecorate your entire space. Look around your home right now. Find your energy-draining plant spots. Pick one plant that's in the wrong location. Move it this week using what you learned today. Put it near a window or on a shelf where it gets better light. Pick one plant to move this week and comment what you moved and how the room feels after. If you found this tip useful, hit like and subscribe for more simple feng shui tips. Small placement changes are all you need to start noticing a difference. And if you try this, tell us your results. Everyone's space is different,